platform. "You didn't tell me about that," Buck whined. "Do I have to tell you every time it happens?" Shit joshed. Still, Buck was a little hurt. "So we walk in," Dick continued, "and there's two nuns and another woman, not a nun, but, nun-like, and they were all real nervous that we were going to say something improper or do something like, Christ, I don't know, get naked or something." "Why did they book you in the first place?" Fat asked. "Who knows? Shut up," Dick said quickly, but then smiled at his idolater. "Anyway, they didn't want us anywhere near the girls, so right away they hustled us down into this underground rec room with a lot of pictures of Jesus on the walls and a ping-pong table. Jesus loved ping-pong. He invented that Chinese grip," Buck offered. "Although for some reason he's better known for other things," Shit added. "They had ping-pong leagues back then, the National and the Aramaic," Chink topped with, to no one's surprise, the better joke. "Anyway," Dick tracked, "they put us down there and tell us to stay put until it's time to do the show." The boys were laughing already because they knew the punchline. "I had to," Shit smiled, and everyone nodded sympathetically, as one might for a more normal addiction, like gambling or defecating on glass coffee tables. "But I didn't have to," Dick shouted with a big laugh, "except now I'm the only one with my clothes on, so—" "Peer pressure," Buck said. "Exactly. I mean, hey, what am I going to not get naked? No. So then the two nuns and the other chick come back, and these boneheads are playing ping-pong. Naked?" Fat asked. "Have you been listening to the story?" Shit asked him. "Yeah, naked," Dick scolded. "Fat. Naked, okay? We were naked. This is a naked story. We're naked. And then the nuns come in. The nuns were not naked. Did I make that clear? And they see two guys playing ping-pong, and their dicks are flopping around, and I'm standing on a chair over the net like I'm judging." Everybody howled at that. Then Fat asked, "Who won?" More howling. More big passenger-alarming howling, which made the conductor come by, and he was howling mad. But Shit had talked his way out of nakeder spots than this, and he toddled off to the bathroom to get dressed. When he returned, though, Shit was in a decidedly fouler mood than when he'd left, which may have been due to the restrictedness of clothing or just because he liked descending into fouler moods. "Mind if I eat while you smoke?" he snarled at Dick and Buck, who had lit up just as Shit removed the foil on his Amtrak microwaved lunch. "Easy, pal," said Buck. "God, you're as ornery as a man stuck for a metaphor," Shit countered. "Boy, you're in a mood," the normally apolitical Chink interposed. "What's eating you?" "Comedy, boys. Comedy is eating me alive." With that, the others sang out in ridicule of Shit, condemning him for the negative attitude he was now imposing upon their jolly sojourn. They all liked to perpetuate the myth amongst themselves, and especially among civilians, that they were special members of society by virtue of their exemption from all accoutrements of the rat race. Alarm clocks, regular hours, long days, bosses, offices, or the need to concentrate on anything for more than a few seconds. They wore the deadly sin of sloth like a badge of honor, and they relished the chance run-in with childhood friends who'd listen, mouth agape, to the description of a life comprised of recess. But Shit wasn't buying it today. He bullishly pressed on with a discussion of reality. "We're being exploited," he said. "They're filling that room every night of the week, getting a $5 cover and a 2-drink minimum, and we're getting cab fare." Shit was referring to the Club, the premier Manhattan showcase on the Upper East Side, where the boys were among 40 or so young comedians and comediennes presently getting their acts together. On this particular Friday afternoon, however, they were taking those acts on the road, and on the road, well, the wages suck there too. $250 a weekend for the headliner, $150 for the middle act, $75 for the MC. But at least now, in 1979, there was a road. Veterans like Dick and Shit, who'd already been at this game for 4 years, remembered when the only places for a young comic to get on stage were a handful of showcase clubs in New York and L.A. These hotspots, of which the Club was currently the hottest, presented a score of comedians every night, offering them exposure in the country's media capitals and a place to work out in exchange for their services gratis. But as the decade drew to a close, a major new trend in the comedy boom was catching fire: the local comedy club. In cities all across the country, a new vaudeville was slouching to be born. Restaurant basements, hotel lounges, old coffee houses, even storefronts were being converted into clubs where 2 or 3 of these young comedians from New York or L.A. could be brought in each weekend to perform stand-up comedy. It was a trend that fed on itself. Encouraged by the expanding number of young comics available, clubs opened up by the score, and encouraged by all the places to work, hundreds of young men and women began to...
To keep listening to this audiobook for free, click the link in the description. It will take you to a free Audible trial where you can listen to this and many other books for free for 30 days.